Howdy, Eyeball here. Welcome to another episode of Factorial with Arumba's Angels Plus Bod Moth Pack. So let's start off by using some more of this synthesis gas and make some methanol out of it so we can make some more plastic. I thought I already had some carbon dioxide that's already been barreled up, but it turns out it's not true. I have carbon monoxide. But carbon dioxide is pretty easy. All it takes is coal, and we'll just use a liquefier and make that happen. Simple enough. I'm not sure what the proper ratio is, but I'm just going to throw down 4 buildings, just make it happen. So on the bright side, this process also creates purified water, which I do need. Oh, these things also take the green filters, so we'll have to add those in too. It's pretty simple. It just takes, what was it, alumina, which is like Broxy and silver. Got plenty of that. Fix the inserters, and this thing should be good to go. Alright, now that we got some extra methanol, we could probably use some more steam crackers. So let's make sure that I pull some out of storage if I have any. Then we'll upgrade these to Mark 3s because I can't make Mark 4s yet. And these advanced chemical labs, we'll upgrade those to the Mark 2s and see if we can add any extras. Well, it looks like there's no room to add an extra one, but at least it's pumping out more plastic now. I took some time to check the pipes to see if it can handle more, and it looks like it can because the pipes stay pretty full, but I would have to reinvent the whole thing just and move it just to make space for it. Another thing I wanted to do was not let the robots transfer the gas anymore. So we're going to head up north to that gas deposit and set up a train station for it. We'll just have it show the same line with the Stratolite since I got tons of copper anyways. Not really short on that stuff. Huh, looks like the robots have been doing a poor job. Well, anyways, we'll just put this all in a cargo wagon, ship it on down over there to the oil and gas area, and the robots will have a shorter trip. So I know I don't really need the room that the warehouses provide, But I do like the fact that the warehouses are 6 by 6. So it allows me to load and unload a cargo wagon a lot quicker if I can get all 6 inserters, or 12 because doubling them up. So this is the part that I like about having personal world report. I can do things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I got that inserter at the bottom at the right angle, and there is supposed to be a way, which I don't remember, that you can just drop a single item that's on your cursor onto a belt. But I couldn't remember the right key combination, so I used the loader to drop the barrels so I can see if the position on the insert was correct. And it was off by 1, so that was an easy fix. Alright, so this train stop is done. Let's head on over to the depot area and get that part hooked up. So I'm not going to use any belts. I'm just going to put down a requester chest or a requester warehouse and a passive provider warehouse right here. And the robots can just carry this stuff back and forth from the gas and oil area to the train stop, which is a much smaller run for them. We're not going to do any fancy. I know it's going to take time for the barrels to travel back and forth and for the inserters to load, so I set the time to about a minute to load from the stop and 30 seconds to unload at the depot. So this is a little setup that I was using to make solid fuel, and apparently I ran out of the fuel oil. So not really knowing what I was going to do with the uh, fuel canisters, decided to go ahead and just throw in there and waste them, or waste it. Well, I call it a waste because you don't get the plastic back. If I ever end up getting a stockpile of plastic again, I may go back to it, but for right now, any fuel oil I make is being used to create the solid fuel, which I probably need to find some more oil deposits because oil is pretty much dry. Right now, I'm currently just solely relying on gas. So I upgraded the factories to the Mark IIIs, I believe, and I still feel like it's not processing enough, so I'm going to kind of double it up. The more it gets processed, gets barreled, and shipped over to the west side of the base, the more plastic I can make. Alright, that looks like a better outcome. Before I head out, I need to empty out the crushed stone. I need to empty out the sulfur. And this warehouse apparently is filled up. And apparently the slag is filled up. So processing the slag, I don't think it's worth it at all. It's going to use purified water, and I don't know if I want to waste all the resources to just set up a very, very small amount of iron when I found another process that gives me more than enough that I could process. So probably going just to get rid of the whole slag processing and just I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take another look to see if there's any benefits to processing slag other than extra iron. If I can process it, if I can process the tungsten, then I most definitely will be doing that. So checking the process of the robots, see how they're going. Apparently, the only thing that's left is the construction robots. All logistic robots have been replaced with Mark IIIs. So almost done with upgrading all the robots. I believe I've got maybe another 500 Mark IIs that need to be upgraded. Okay, so for the next episode, which is going to be the 50th episode of the series, I was wanting to do something special. I was wanting to push the biters back and relocate the boundaries on the east side to create a really large area for the rocket silos that I want to build. And right now I'm basically gearing up to go fight the biters by picking up sniper turrets, Mark IIs, picking up ammo, and getting stuff out of my inventory. And I did some recordings after I stopped this recording, and I did not get very far with the biters. I would push them back a little bit, and I don't know, I kept dying. I died a lot. There was a huge frame loss. The FPS drops significantly, and it gets really bad. But I will find a solution, and for the next episode, we'll see how it turns out. So we're going to leave it here for now, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.